Okay, this is where we adjust and set the company's vendors and their catalog section multipliers. For those of you who do know what those things are, I would bring your attention to how easy it is to add or remove vendors. When you do add a vendor, the multiplier is going to be set to 1. So if you want to change that value, just simply change it. It's important to understand what this is doing and how it relates to your pricing. Many of the different suppliers in the software are national companies. They publish a product catalog that's widely available. Within that catalog, they divide up their products offerings into different groups. Those groups are generally referred to as catalog sections. Now, when your company sets up an account to buy from that supplier, many times the supplier isn't going to publish a special catalog just for you. They're going to give you the same catalog that they've published and distributed nationally. They'll also issue you multipliers for that catalog section, right? So they may have a series of catalog sections such as Coral. And when you set up an account with Coral, they may tell you you're going to have a multiplier of 0.9 on section A. What that means is in the catalog, the price listed for section A, let's suppose it's $100 for an item that you want to buy. You would then multiply the $100 by 0.9, and that would be your cost on that item in the catalog. So it's very important that you update your company's multipliers accurately based on the multipliers that have been issued by your supplier to your company. You might also check back on this page after you've used the software for a while. When you first sign up, every vendor is going to be automatically assigned to your company. You might have to go through and remove a few that you're not familiar with. Over time, more vendors might be added, and when they are added, they're not automatically added to your company. You would have to come back in here and then add that vendor. And notice when you do that, okay, it's going to set all of the multiplier values equal to 1. So if you previously had them filled in the way that you want to, and then you remove and add that vendor, it's going to erase whatever multiplier values that you did have. Another interesting feature, if you remove a vendor, then none of that vendor's systems will show up when you're configuring a proposal. You just won't be able to choose the offerings of that vendor in terms of systems. And it's also worth mentioning, here's an example of a supplier, actually Coastal Construction Products. They're a pretty big distributor of perimeter caulking, baccarat, those types of products. Many different systems rely on caulking, and if you happen to not recognize this vendor and you remove them when you create a proposal, it could be possible that you're going to be missing pricing for caulking. Same is true of Bolt Depot. Let's suppose that they are a provider of some type of a fastener that's required, and you remove this vendor, you may end up missing pricing as a result. So if you're missing pricing on your proposal, you can add in a new price, add a new vendor, that sort of thing. But just be aware that you would want to remove vendors that you're completely unfamiliar with to start, and then maybe add a few back in order to make sure that you aren't missing too much pricing.